vlog of ours was starting. I'm Colonel Clausewitz. This is Melvin.
Hi.
And this is Terrence.
Hello.
So I'm sure by now you probably have your own copy of the Berlin book. Well, what we're going through today really is the book, but how the Germans got to this point is actually it's in April 1945. So since Operation Barbaration, Germans have been on the back foot. They've been losing. They failed to make the breakthrough there, and ever since then, the Russians really just pushed them back slowly but surely. And I mean, as a Flames of War player, I'm sure you guys know what happened there. So they fought all the way until the Silo Heights, and that was the final point where the 9th and the 12th Army had a chance to fight back, and they didn't. There was a breakthrough by Khrushchev and Zhukov, and one came from the south and one came from the north. They encircled Berlin, and by May 2nd, the war in Europe was over. And that's what's referred to as V-Day. So that's what it is. The book itself, Berlin, is it's a great book. It's actually about the assault on the German capital itself. So it's actually only 9 days, but the book's got some great stuff in here. It's got nice pictures. I mean, you've seen the book, right?
Yes.
It's really the last stand of the Reich. They've got history starting from Silo all the way to the end of the war. It includes the race between the two Soviets. It includes the final placing of the red banner on the
on top of the right.
on top of the Reichstag. Yeah. So it's really good stuff. And I think if you're a German player, it may never have really affected you. But one of the fluff rules, Reich divided, does not apply because we're all in this together, and everyone's
That's a nice thing. You mix everything together without all the Allies special rules and stuff.
Yeah.
That's new.
You realize that the list inside the book later will show it up on the screen. It's just one color. There's no like blue for the Luftwaffe and black for the SS and all that stuff. Yeah. So it's a pretty good book. And so anyway, for all my subscribers, and if any of you are interested, Battlefront is giving away a signed copy of the Berlin book. And it's to anybody who subscribes. You can click the little button down there and subscribe. And in 2 weeks' time, I'll be in California, and we'll be talking to NorCal Flames of War Club. And Brad Felix has kindly accepted to be the person to draw the winning ballot. So subscribe now, and in 2 weeks you'll get a signed copy of Berlin. So on the inside, Phil, Andrew, Casey, Chris, all of them, they're all going to sign the inside of this book and be sent straight to you. So subscribe if you're interested in that. So let's talk a bit about the list.
Okay, let's go on to the list.
So what's first?
So first we actually have the Berlin Kampfgruppe. Now this is the only list out of the whole book that they have. But the interesting thing is there's so much variety inside. I mean, it's not like the older list where in the HQ you can only bring one confident vets or fearless trained, fearless vets. Here you can actually choose what you want for your HQ choices. In here you can either choose the SS, which was the fearless vets, or you choose the standard here, which is the confident vets. And those are the only two HQ choices. But when you look at the other choices, say infantry, you've got so many choices in there. I mean, you've got your Panzer Grenadier platoons, you've got Fallschirmjäger platoons, you've got the nice interesting is the Hitlerjugend platoons. Now these guys is interesting. You know, standard Faust, you can't move and shoot, right?
Yeah, you got
always a pain.
You only got 4 inches of range, so you
can't
can't
go out there and shoot. But with the Hitlerjugend, you can equip them with only Faust. And the nice thing is they can move and shoot and assault.
So you have ROF of 1 or 2?
It's 1.
So it means there's still a +1 to hit.
It's still a +1.
Right.
But imagine all the Faust shots you get to shoot and assault. And they're fearless conscripts.
Conscripts.
So I mean, you might.
So how are you gonna die on the way in for the charge?
Offensive fire, you might die. But imagine all those Fausts. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what players would do with this list.
Wait, hold on. they're Panzerfaust teams. They don't have enough rifles.
You can
No.
upgrade rifles. I mean, I probably wouldn't.
That's how desperate they are at the end of the war. Just handing out Panzerfaust.
Because it was easier to use a Panzerfaust than it was to use a rifle.
That's true. That's true.
Just
Yeah.
point and fire.
That's right.
Just shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys were really brave. I mean, they were defending their homeland, you know.
And these were kids, weren't they?
Yeah, pretty much all kids. And
I mean, I think a lot of people might object to the use of children in war, but some of them might even blame the Hitlerjugend for joining up. But I think it's important to note that in Germany in 1940s, it wasn't an option.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 14 or something like that, you have to join the Hitler Youth.
Yep, that's right.
And so I mean, you didn't have much of a choice. So that's that. Wait, so you're saying that I can choose a fearless veteran HQ
Yes.
and then have confident vets for all my combat platoons?
Yes.
So I would roll on fearless for company morale.
Now, actually, company morale is an interesting thing too. I mean, they've got enjoy the war. So basically, fearless troops will pass individually when they have to take platoon morales. It's 2+ per
Wow. So they're gonna stay on longer.
team. They would stay longer,
Yeah.
and the confident guys stay on for 3+. The only team, yes, per team.
So it's like a infantry save for
Yes,
everybody.
so this was introduced, I think.
Yeah, this was Desperate Measures.
Desperate Measures, yeah.
Desperate measures.
Desperate Measures, they brought this in. You'd see the Hitler Jugend staying on for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a really interesting list.
Yeah.
It's an infantry list, but you can bring half tracks for all your combat platoons. You also have Volkssturm, which was interesting.
The Fallschirmjäger, which is my personal favorite. The only thing that kind of don't like is that they only come with 7 stands now instead of 10. Because back then they had to change their organization within the platoon.
They didn't
So
have
platoon
enough
captain.
manpower by then.
They did, but the change of organization went down, so it's all fixed with 7 stands in most of the list now.
Right.
That's a good choice, Battlefront.
Ah,
Good choice.
yes.
His 10 stands was too much.
and the fearless train.
He just keeps counter-attacking, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah,
got
that's a lot.
Volkssturm choices.
All the old men and
Yeah.
kids combined.
So you being now an infantry company, but does it also make you always defend?
You can bring fortifications actually.
Yeah.
There's no rule that you're always defending. So if
Right.
you're up against another infantry,
So you
company,
still roll
you're
off.
still rolling off. But if you have field fortifications, the street barricades, which you can
Yeah.
get, which is the standard 250 points. I think you get like a Panzer IV turret, 2
Yeah.
street barricades,
Yes.
and 2 minefields, which you can upgrade along that.
Yeah.
Then you would automatically be defended.
Right.
So that's interesting. You can bring street barricades because I mean they were in Berlin, they were holding
Yeah.
up defensive positions. And the other interesting I like about this is imagine 6 88s flat, 88s defending your lines.
No.
Huh?
I don't want to see that.
That's
No, no,
interesting.
no.
It's 8 idiots. It's 8
Eight,
idiots.
8,
It's 8.
8, is it?
Eight,
Hmm.
yeah. You see under the anti-tank platoon over here, the little Bitbug platoon?
Ah,
It's another Luftwaffe heavy anti-tank. So you can bring 4 platoons of these
That
guys.
just made it more
Man.
interesting, yeah.
And
But I mean, look at what they have under that last 88 section. Though. What is in there? You have the
what's up?
Bedbug platoon.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
unique. That's interesting.
I think it's basically these trucks that have 6
Panzer
Shreks
Shreks.
stuck together that can move and shoot at full rate of fire.
Yeah.
They're half tracks. They're half tracks.
Yes.
Bear in mind their firepower is 5+, so you're probably going to bail.
Yeah, it
But
was an upgrade for some. What was it called? Goliath carrier or something.
Goliath?
Goliath,
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. One of the demolition carriers.
That's right, the
Basically
Goliath
put
carriers.
Shreks on it. So you can move these guys and still shoot at full ROF, which is interesting. That'd be fun to play
Yeah,
with.
that is.
not fun to play against, but fun to play.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing is I just realized these flak 88s, you have flak 36s, and then you have flak 41s. The difference is that the AT for the flak 41s is 16, not 13, and they are RF2, unlike the 10.5 CMs, which are AT 17, but They're only RF1. With extra crew, RF2.
Yeah. So the only problem with this is they're reluctant. So now, reluctant troops don't get enjoy the war. So if you have a platoon morale, that's a 5+ for your platoon.
Wow.
I mean, you got 3 stands anyways, you lose 2, it's going to be the last guy.
But without enjoy the war, it does mean that your 2 IC can join, or your 1 IC can join and reroll.
Yes, you could. But enjoy the war, when you're with your down to your last team, there's no last man standing. He is
Automatically gone.
automatically gone.
Yes.
And then the other thing I like inside are the Waffentreuer, is it?
Waffentreuer.
These are like tractor-looking things with 88 guns on
Yes.
them, popping in and out streets, popping out fire, get back in. Oh man, it's mad.
Oh wait, no, but they're awkward layout, so they can't move and fire.
Oh well. Then
You could fire and then stormtrooper away.
Stormtrooper away.
Of course, you can always, if you have the points and have the models, you could bring back the
Good old
elephants.
elephants.
Oof, they're
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
Front
God.
armor 16,
Yeah, 15.
15.
King Tigers
Yes.
in your face, and then you've got your heavy panzer.
Mhm.
So there are plenty of. I realize there are plenty of cheap choices that you can bring. You can bring the
And
Volkstrom.
elite. That's the good thing. You can bring like a variety of options. It's like everything is compiled into one list,
Yeah.
which has so many options. You're not limited
It's the first
to
time-
different stuff.
It's the first time that you get so many different options in one German list without having to select either a tank company or a mech company or an infantry company. Right now, everything is all available in just one single list.
Oh, and the interesting thing, it's listed as an infantry platoon, but you can make all your guys mech.
Which would just be a
technically
nasty
mech
surprise.
platoon, mech company, but you're listed as infantry. So against other infantry, you could be defending with your half tracks waiting behind. You know,
That's right.
that'd be interesting. So I think that's
it for the.
the Germans. Now, should we go on to the Russians?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we didn't forget about the Russians.
Yeah.
Oh,
We know a lot of Russian players who are looking forward to this
Yes.
as well.
Now I think there's
I think I started a ton of
six
stuff.
lists, isn't it? 6 lists in the Berlin book for the Russians.
There's 6 lists, but really
Yes.
they break down just to 3.
So the first one we have the
Is-
Hero Strelkovy Polk Guards.
Yeah. So this is just an infantry list, really. It's an infantry list, and it's the very first time that we're going to bring about a 13-stand fearless veteran group. It's amazing. And as a Soviet player, I think if you've subscribed to my channel, you've seen some of the games, they are brutal. They are just brutal.
that's the
And you can bring the thing called the Red Banner, which gives you the quality of quantity with any platoon it's with. It gives it German mission tactics, and with Fearless Veteran, it also means with however many stands you have quality of quantity. So imagine this: you charge in with, let's say you don't buy the whole thing, you don't buy the reserve group, you buy the 9-stand group, and you charge in. You do smoke pots, which you have here in the book, and your heroes, or your veterans, so it's 3+. So you have 7 stands charging in after you take out 2 teams for that. And you have quality of quantity. So that means they need an average of about 30 shots to pin you and make you fall back.
Exactly. I mean, I've been there, done that. I need 10 shots instead of 5, don't I, if I want to pin you?
That's right.
Exactly.
And you only got 9 stands coming into me.
9 stands.
With what? Smoke pots that makes you vets and you're 5+ to hit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's brutal.
It's an aggressive
It's-
list here.
it's really brutal.
Yeah.
They brought back the Hero Flame Tank Company. They have the Spetsnaz. Although the Spetsnaz is a little bit more inflexible. I can't bring my Tankovies forward like I used to.
No infiltration.
You can infiltrate, but
You still
only
get
with the
infiltrate.
infantry.
With
So you
the
can bring the
infantry.
Swarm Group, or you could bring the thing. But and then of course there's Assault Sappers.
Right.
But you can't infiltrate Assault Sappers.
Right.
So it's quite restrictive in that sense. You either bring the Fearless Train guys, or you bring the Fearless Vets. Now, it follows a lot of the old lists where you decide on which support you want, whether you want the Fearless support or the Guard support. So you choose to be a Guards or your Red Army. You can only get the FV platoons if you're Guards, which means that your whole army becomes about 20% more expensive because of Fearless. Of course, if you ask me, when you're trained, you normally want to be Fearless, but I guess it's open for interpretation. And then the other fearless veteran platoon that you get is also the tank destruction, which are your Zeiss 2 and your Zeiss 3s,
That's right.
which are so good in ambush, and now even better because you're fearless vets, which means that if I'm dug in, you can't hit me.
Do they still get their volley fire?
Not during ambush,
Right.
but you do get volley fire.
Okay.
Yeah, you do get volley fire.
So do they still have this hens and chicks rule late in the war now into Berlin?
No, all the lists in this book are hero. So heroes ignore hands.
All your armor even trained, or well, that's probably the only thing you get, right? For armor trained.
Yes.
Not having veteran
Yeah.
armor, not like the Germans.
Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
rumor has it that digital lists will have them.
So that's probably what we'll talk about in the next episode.
Yeah, if it's released by then. If it's released by then. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
So that's pretty good. The lists are actually quite standard. If you've looked at Desperate Measures' book, it's pretty much the same. They have the heavy tank, heavy assault, and infantry. The red banner is only available with the infantry. And of course, if you haven't already realized or heard about it on Facebook, the 160 mm mortars are a must get.
I was on the receiving end of that.
We both experienced it. When it's double width template.
It's about 200 plus points, and you get 6 guns.
Yes.
6 guns of these guys on heroes. They hit as if they're vets, and it's a double width smackdown of anti-tank 4 firepower 2 plus. So if you're an infantry, or you're a tank, or you're a jumbo, or a tiger, you just need to roll that one once,
Yes.
and that's 250 points.
Gone.
It's like confetti.
My little 200 point platoon.
Yeah.
Not really good, but.
And you're a motor, so you re-roll the first range.
That's right.
But you're rated confident, aren't you? Or are you fearless as well?
Okay, so if you want to bring the fearless vets, then you have to bring them as fearless.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Which
But-
increase the points.
Which increase the points.
Is that the difference between the guards and the
Red Army,
Red
yes.
Army, is it?
If you choose to play all confident trained, then you
Yeah.
can bring them cheaper at 195. Yeah.
So that's definitely an option instead of taking your Katyushas.
So that's the infantry.
Yes. I think a lot of Soviet players are gonna find this book much better. It's a little bit watered down, like you don't see our favorite SU-85s or SU-85Ms running around. But to be fair, those actually were in Berlin, documented. But you do have the IS-2s. You also have big spring armor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's to stop the Hitler Jugend, huh?
Yes. Yeah. So when you guys run out of your little holes in your ambush and try and destroy my IS-2s, you got another thing coming.
It's basically like a Schützen, isn't it, for the Germans?
But we're better
Yes.
safe.
Yes.
Same?
No, same save.
Same.
Still the
Same save.
5 plus.
Yeah, same save.
It's better than nothing, isn't it?
It's better than nothing. But do bear in mind that because the side armor of these guys of the IS-2, which is normally who you're going to give Blitzwing to, is 8, and a Panzerfaust is 12, it means I have a 4 plus basically rerollable.
Yeah,
I roll 1 4 plus for your Faust, 12 against 8, and then if that fails, then I roll my Schützen, my Blitzspring armor save, 4 plus.
Okay, now say that succeeds, I assault you, you get your defensive 5, you got rear turret MGs, which makes me re-roll to hits.
Exactly.
So I won't be thinking twice with the Hitler Jugend assaulting IS-2s, because think about their conscripts. What did they hit on?
5s.
A 5 plus. So you probably see them just moving up to shooting and maybe another unit assaulting.
Yeah.
You probably won't see the Hitler Jugend going into assault.
Yeah.
They were fearless, but probably not that
Not that fearless.
fearless.
Not that fearless. Not that fearless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a pretty good list of stuff. Oh, historically the Blitzspring armor was a terrible design. It never really worked.
Yeah.
The Panzerfaust went right through. They still killed the crew.
That's a balance. No.
It just kind of made the confident people very fearless.
It's
That's
more
about
a
it.
psychological thing for
Yeah.
people.
It
isn't
makes a lot
Yeah,
of it makes a lot of
You
difference.
feel more protected in
Yeah.
that way, but it really didn't protect you.
Well,
at
it's
all.
kind of like putting sandbags on your Shermans.
Yeah,
It didn't really work, but it gave the crew a lot more confidence.
You just see the round, it was straight through,
Yeah.
no difference.
And I think all of us who served in the Singapore Army, you had a little piece of body armor, protects about 20% of you. Yeah. Don't worry, you're still gonna get hit everywhere.
But it made us us feel like we were sappers, assault sappers.
A little bit, until you had to bring that thing with you up the hill. And then you're thinking, maybe I don't really need the protection. Okay, so I think everyone's really excited about this. I think we've announced the lucky draw. I think Melvin here has something to show us on what we have planned for Berlin.
Yes. Well, we are as excited, if not more excited. We've been planning to have a huge Berlin game for a long time now, but with this, we've actually put it into an actual plan. So what you see in front here are two of the most iconic buildings in the Battle of Berlin. We have the Brandenburg Gate, however, instead of the chariot, we currently have Hans Rudel, right? Yeah. And we have the Reichstag there. So these will be two centerpieces of our Battle of Berlin. On the map at the back right now, you see actually the Battle of the
Flag Tower.
Berlin Zoo.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're actually going to be breaking it down to a series of huge Total War games. What you see is a 12-foot by 8-foot planned table that we're going to be doing with, hopefully, we'll be giving you updates in future episodes of the actual zoo. And we're actually looking forward to finding that together with the flag tower. That's going to be another main piece.
Yet to be built by us.
That's right.
We'll showcase that later.
Yes. And after that, we'll move on to the Battle of Berlin itself, which will feature this too, the Brandenburg Gate.
Yes.
So on the map, we've actually planned, hopefully to scale. We've just done this very quickly, so we don't know if it's going to be really to scale, but this is what we hope to be able to put on the table. And for the first time, we're going to be pushing a truly historical game here now.
Yes.
So it's going to be just Germans versus Russians, and
no Lend-Lease companies like
everything is going to be just Germans and Russians.
Yes.
Of which Colonel Clausewitz is going to be making a full battle report come April, I believe.
We're planning it to kind of coincide with the actual anniversary of the fall of Berlin.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, the map doesn't do it justice. But we put out 4 main buildings over here, right? The Ministry of the Interior, the Crow Opera House, the Reichstag, and the Brandenburg. And what is this little blue line over there?
That's actually the lake and a small stream that goes under the circus right in front of the Reichstag building. So we are hoping to create a truly epic board for the first time, where we have all the rubble and a full cityscape where we will fight the Battle of Berlin.
What size is this board going to be?
It's 12 foot by 8 foot, so we are looking
12 feet by 8 feet.
Yes.
Yeah. My God.
So it's going to be epic.
Yeah, it'll be a total war, so it's not going to be a one-on-one. We'll actually have a lot of guys, 4 against 4, something like that.
And we are going to be coming out with a special rule that gives the Russians their factions, where they'll be racing to be the first to put their flag on the top of the Reichstag.
It's actually quite funny because Stalin decided that he wanted the red banner to be flying from the Reichstag, but the Reichstag hasn't been used since 1939, when the mysterious fire caused in there to give Hitler all the powers he had in the war. After that fire, they actually moved over to the Crow Opera House, and then they never actually used this building. So they only defended this building because the Germans heard that Stalin wants to put a flag on it, and they were like, hell no! They all just got in here and they were like, no! And they held out until May 1st, and then they surrendered the next day.
Yeah.
It was really just a battle of morals.
Ideology. What I'm really excited to see is the actual zoo that we could make. I mean, imagine all the little animals we're going to have in there.
I think we'll be seeing carcasses by then.
The elephants were bombed by the Allies.
Sadly.
One bomb into the enclosure killed all the elephants,
what, hippos walking around?
Yeah. The enclosure for the hippos were
Yeah.
broken. It was actually a very nice zoo. They had hippos, they had giraffes, they had elephants.
And they were
The
themed.
theme was very
And they were
nice.
themed.
Yeah,
They were
so
themed.
it's- So we're going to try to recreate that, aren't we? Which is going to
We're
be
gonna
a challenge.
try.
We're gonna try.
It's going to look
Yes.
beautiful, I think.
So
I hope so.
remember to subscribe, follow us on our journey to get to where we will fight the Battle of Berlin.
Yeah. So subscribe, get a chance.
Yes.
In 2 weeks I'll be in California, and then we'll do a lucky draw on video, hopefully, with Brad Felix from NorCal Flames of War Club. You can find them on Facebook.
I will put a link down below.
Yeah, we will.
Sure.
Okay, thanks for watching, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.